Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. URC Round 8 is back. Now, sorry, it feels like it's been a while since I've uploaded a video by myself. I usually just focus on the fan forum at the moment, that and a bit of Surface Unscripted. And it's obviously in South Africa, it's festive season now. It's like the last kind of push at work before we all leave for the holidays and whatever. So I just wanted to give a shout out to you guys to just say thank you for the growth that we've seen throughout this year. The 2024 has been a good year for the community of Casual Bias Rugby. For whatever reason you've been here, whether it's to chat a bit of shit, just a banter, to have some actual serious rugby chats, or just to overall just be part of the community. I just want to say thank you to you guys for this tremendous growth and for the community that we've built. And obviously we're not gonna stop. We're gonna continue. Unfortunately, I think next week will probably be my final week of uploads until the new year, because obviously then I finish my work as well, and then I go away for the holidays for a bit. But we're gonna do our predictions as per usual. Please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button, especially now that we're coming to the end of this year. So stay tuned for the return for next year, right? Obviously, there's still going to be videos next week. But yeah, anyway, I'm just yapping now. Round 8, let's go. It's the weekend of derbies, which is absolutely massive. By the way, let me just, while I'm talking here, just get the URC log up, because for some reason, I always forget to get the table up. And then sometimes I just talk a bunch of shit without even knowing where the guys are on the table, because it feels like that URC hasn't been here for a while. How many weeks has it been now? 3? 4? I'm not even sure. Anyway, Ulster versus Munster. Massive clash. Ulster, a tough team to beat. Ulster, in the moment they're in 10th, right? They didn't have a good trip to South Africa, but they've gotten a bit better. They had a sensational performance against Bordeaux last weekend. I wouldn't have put it past him to actually get it over the line, but Bordeaux was just quality all over. Munster, slow start, beat the Lions, then wins the game in the Champions Cup, and then loses against Cast. I'm not sure. I can't even. Yeah, they lost to Cast last weekend, so it's a bit tough to really say what Munster's going to do. I mean, they're sitting in 11th. It's 10 versus 11, but I do believe Munster will get over the line. Now I'm talking about the most scrappy of scrappy wins to get you over the line. As I said, Ulster at home, they're a good team, but I think it's finally time for Munster to push on. I feel like I've said that every single week, by the way. 2 points. I'm going Munster to scrape over the line against Ulster with 2 points. I know in these derbies, it's really, really tough. Like, that home ground advantage is massive, but I do believe Munster just has that tad more quality, and they have looked better. So Munster by 2 points. Benetton versus Zebre. Now, you could easily say Benetton coming off a victory against Bath, who's obviously top of the table in the Prem, at home as well against Zebre. But for some reason, I feel like Zebre is just going to pitch up a bit more than we expect. Maybe Benetton gets a healthy lead and then just lets Zebre back into it at the end. That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? I don't think this will be a blowout victory. Now, obviously, I can be so wrong. Like, Benetton, we know, they are famous for being great at home. I'm going Benetton to win, obviously. That would be the obvious shout. But only by 8 points. I do reckon Zebre has a bit of fight in them. There's been so much potential shown by them this season so far. We said it last season as well, and then they just completely dropped off the radar. But hopefully this is the kick-on that they needed. I did see some bad news, though, that they might go into administration, which is absolutely crazy. That could be a lie. I just saw it on X. But yeah, Zebre by 8 points. I've seen enough to convince me that they can put up a solid performance. Derby, form goes out of the window. Just 2 feisty heads battling it out. That's amazing. Next up, moving on into okay, so the previous one was Saturday as well. DHL Stormers versus the Emirates Lions. Stormers have got some boys back. I made a video on TikTok. So happy. Frans Malherbe back. Salman Murat is obviously returned last week. Ben Jason Dixon, Dion Fourie, Mani Libbok possibly, Sasha Feinberg possibly. That is sexy. It's just something to finally smile about. Now, obviously, that doesn't guarantee that the Stormers win this game, right? But it's finally something that we can hold on to and say, fuck yeah, we deserve that, right? Because we've been shat on all over the place. The Stormers have only lost once at home in Cape Town. against the South African team during the URC term, and it's been against the Lions. Now, I'm not writing the Lions off, but I do believe the Stormers, with the crowd that we can pull out there, I'm not sure how many people will be there, by the way, but I do believe the Stormers can get it done. Should get it done. I'm going Stormers by 13 points. I just feel if we have our boys out there, there's enough criticism around this team to finally step up, big names back, but I also want to see some youngsters coming through. I really enjoyed seeing some of the youngsters against Harlequins. I know we still got smashed, but just to see them get that game time, get that experience, that's kind of what they need. Stormers by 13. I just got a feeling. Next up, another South African banger. Sharks versus the Bulls. Now, you could say, oh, Casual, but you always just hate on the Bulls. Well, I'm not quite fond of the Sharks either. I'm not fond of any of the South African teams. I'm a Stormers fan. This is rivalry. Right? I've seen a couple of people say like, oh, we want this other South African teams to win when our team doesn't or whatever. I'm not like that. I don't really care. Right? They play for the same country. Yeah. Okay, great. Like I want South African teams to do well, but not even close to doing as well as my own team. And I don't really want them to beat the other teams. I'm neutral on it. So this game, I'm a neutral. I'm very much excited for it. Shark Tank might just be a bit too tough for the Bulls at the moment. I mean, you look at it and it's Sharks, great team. Bulls, great team. Well, Sharks a bit higher because they've got the South African. Or well, they've got the Springboks. But then there's these nullifying factors called Plumtree and Jake White at the moment. And they both just drag that team down a bit. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some Bulls guys that obviously love Jake White. Obviously, the South Africans love Jake White because he won us a World Cup. Doesn't take away from the fact that I just don't know what he's doing at the moment. Like, they should be doing so much better. The same with the Sharks. I know they're a sensational team, right? But they should be doing a lot better. On paper, they might have the strongest team in the bloody URC. They're sitting in 6th. They scraped over the line against Dragons. Sorry, my mic just came loose there. What is the one thing that the Sharks have? Big name players. Big game players. Sorry. You look at it, Oxenche, Vincent Koch, Eben Etzebeth, Sia Kulisi, Lucanio Am, Makazolo Mapimpi, just to name a few, right? Who's been there, done it, won multiple World Cups. Obviously, the Bulls also have big names, but it's not quite as big as that. These guys step up when it matters most. And games like this, derbies, it doesn't really get much bigger than that. It is absolutely massive in South Africa. The crowd will be up and roaring. Everyone will be fired up. Those guys will step up. I have to back the Sharks to get it done. And I'm backing them with 9 points. And I don't think that's unfair, right? I do believe the Bulls are a great team, right? Just believe the Sharks will be too strong this time around. My opinion, though. Ospreys versus Scarlets. Now, the Scarlets are sitting in 9th, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just get this open again. Sitting in 9th, yeah. And the Ospreys in 14th. Now, in the past, you would say this is an easy victory for the Ospreys. But the Scarlets, they've been good, right? Like, we can't discredit them. They kind of perform the way that everyone says the Zebre is going to perform after the start of the season, and then Zebre just drop off. Well, Scarlets have got that start, right? 7 games, 3 victories. I don't even think they got 3 victories last season. I'm backing the Scarlets to get it done. They've been impressive. They have really impressed me. I was almost going to say they've been the most impressive of all the Welsh teams. Well, kind of they have in terms of expectation. Even though Cardiff is far above them. But only 1 victory more. Like, it's a seriously tight competition at the moment. But the Scarlets, I have been impressed. I'm going to back them to get it done. I know it's away from home as well. Just backing them. 6 points to the Scarlets. And then rounding off Saturday games, got another Irish derby. Leinster versus Connacht. And I know I always say form goes out of the window when you talk about derbies. Not on this occasion. I mean, I spoke to Brevan about it on Safis Unscripted, where he was like, yeah, but they've Bundi Aki and they've got Mac Hansen. I'm just like, look at that Leinster team. They've got the whole Irish team, and add RG Snyman to it, add Jordy Barrett to it. That is, yeah. I'm going Leinster to win this game by 19 points. No, 17 points. yeah, it just screams another Leinster cruising victory. They're at home as well. So yeah, and obviously Sam Prendergast, he's been sensational. He's been great in that 10 jersey. I mean, to have the discussion of Frawley and Crawley for that Irish jersey, and yet now all of a sudden they're talking about Prendergast at the age of like 10. I mean, the guy's seriously talented. I mean, I'm seeing edits of this guy on TikTok about him being the next Johnny Sexton, which just tells you the talent of this guy, right? I mean, Frawley, who was the hero of Irish rugby when he hit those drop goals against South Africa and he played some great rugby, he's not even going to play. He's not even playing at the moment. He could be injured though. I'm not even sure. Anyway, and then we have Glasgow versus Edinburgh. In my opinion, this is the game to watch. Now, I know I spoke about the South African games, right, and some of these Irish clashes, but this is the one I'm really excited for. Glasgow versus Edinburgh. You know the crowd will be up for it this time around. Glasgow, they are coming off a defeat, but they're playing at home. Massive for them. Edinburgh has really kicked into gear. It feels to me in the URC like they've won their last couple of games. Obviously, big names clashing against each other. Literally the whole Scottish team, except for probably Finn Russell, playing in this game. I do reckon it's going to be very high scoring, like in terms of a 40 to 50, and then 30 to 40 type game. But I'm going to back Glasgow to get it done and run away with it in the end as well to make it high scoring. I'm going Glasgow to win it by 19 points. I'm expecting something, maybe like a 50-31. Something vicious like that. But kind of just in the end. I don't know, tell me what you think about that one. And then we've got a Thursday game. Boxing Day, Dragons versus Cardiff. Cardiff sitting nice and easily in 4th at the moment. Well, I wouldn't say nice and easily, really. Because that one game can change it all. But Dragons, I actually shouted at them for being impressive at the start of the season. Now they just, it's just bad. It's bad. Cardiff will get it over the line. I've said it a million times. These guys don't lose by much. They don't win by much. I'm going Cardiff by 8 points. After all, it is still a derby. So, you know. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button. I do appreciate you guys. And I will see you next week for the review. Thank you.